Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us, as always, is Seraphis, our level 37 Worgen Mage. Say g'day, Seraphis.
The beast in me hungers.
Yeah, the beast in us hungers as well. The beast hungers for some more questing action. And of course, if we have a look at our map here, you can see we are right in the thick of it, the Overgrowth here. And of course, if you joined us in the last episode, you'll know that we made our way to this new area in the Barrens. That's right, we've got jungle in the Barrens. What on earth is going on? It's the Cataclysm. It's really messed things up. Things have changed for, well, some say for the better, some say for the worse. I say for the better. We've got all sorts of crazy shenanigans going on ever since Deathwing has made his mark in the world. And you can see we've got this bunch of quests here. Filthy animals. We've got to slay 6 Hecklefang Scavengers, and you can see them highlighted there around the Overgrowth. We've got to go out and grab those. We've also got to get 8 Bristleback Quillboar, as well as grab the bramble staff off them. And you can see we also need to go and rescue an ambassador. Ambassador Gaines, in fact, is who we need to grab there. So I think we'll make a start with these Bristleback and the Hecklefangs. That's what we need to do, so let's get right into it. Here we go. But just before we do, I need to make a shout out here. And once again, reminding you guys, if you want to shout out in an episode, all you need to do is ask in the comments below. Be more than happy to say hello. Here we go, Sambo and Zed. I don't want to be a pain, but could you give us a shout out like you usually do, please, to Warcraft gamers? Thank you very much. Now, you know what? You're not being a pain at all, and I love it when people are polite and ask nicely. I love saying g'day to my supporters, viewers, and subscribers. And by the way, we'll spell this one out so you can tell. You can go over and have a look at their YouTube channel, WRCRAFT Gamers. So that's Warcraft Gamers, if you like, but we'll say it as Warcraft Gamers. So a big shout out to you. Thank you very much for your support. We do appreciate it, and hopefully get to see you in game in one of our games around the traps. It'll be very nice. So once again, folks, just make a request in the comment section. Be more than happy to say hello. Alright, so what are we up to here? Make him squeal. We've got the Bristlebacks. And we've got all sorts of... Oh, there they go. Here we are. We're right in the thick of the Overgrowth now. Look at this. You can see the old sort of briar thorns there that used to be in this area of the Barrens, and it's now been overrun with this jungle as well. It's kind of like a crazy, strange mix, if you like. Here we go. Hecklefang Scavenger. That's exactly what we're after. See if we can take these guys down. Oh, and there goes a clear cast as well. Level 30, these ones. And of course, we still want to skin them, even though the skinning isn't going to actually level up our skinning because we're capped. Like I said in the last episode, we still want to take them out so that we can sell the skins on the auction house. Oh, look, you can still see the Bristleback's buildings over there in the background as well. This jungle has really, literally just sprouted up around everything that's already existed. And just adding to it, it's just literally overgrown everything. Cool music around here too. Here we go. Even though we don't need these plain striders, we're still going to take them down because I want the skins. It's all money, folks. That's what it all boils down to. The more the merrier, and of course that will supply our gear later on in the game, and of course things like our glyphs as well. Might have heard clear casting again there. Oh, that familiar sound again. If you've ever quested in the Barrens, that will be a very familiar sound to you. Well, look at this, a Deviant Thorne Weaver. Now, these are the types that will actually have a chance to drop the bramble staff. So, fingers crossed. These are like their casters. So what we'll do is put a counter spell on them, and hopefully that'll stop them from casting any spells. Oops, didn't. We mistimed that a little bit. There we go. You can see there a druid putting thorns on us, and there we are. We've got ourselves the bramble staff. Very nice. Four out of 8 of these Bristleback Quillboar. Oh, and it dropped a nice green belt there. Unfortunately, it's male, so we can't use it, but fortunately, that's okay. As you guys know, of course, we can pop that up on the AH. All good money. putting the counter spell on him. Oh, he's still going to cast it on us.
I don't have a target.
And we managed to get rid of him before he did too much damage. Now let's have a look on the map whereabouts we are. Let's go deeper, I think. Yeah, let's go deeper into this overgrowth. Very cool, isn't it? Again, crazy thinking of this in the actual Barrens, which is normally exactly that. Very barren, dry, arid wasteland. Oh, and look at that, an elixir. Gosh, the greens are dropping like flies. We're so lucky at the moment. That's an alchemy recipe there. You can see that once you've made it, the use of it actually allows you to grow larger and your strength is increased by 8 to match your new size. So that's a elixir that a lot of people like to use actually. So I'm glad we got that. That will sell very well on the AH. Whoops, slightly mistimed the counter. Whoops, slightly mistimed rather the counter spell on him that time. Still allowing him to get his casting off. One more of these guys to get. Oh, he took a bit of a belting. All right, there we go, all done. Now what do we need to do? We need to go over and find ourselves some Hecklefang Scavengers rather. So I think we'll head out further into the overgrowth. We'll head out this way. Hopefully, oh no, we're going to have to take down some of these guys because they're going to get in our way. That's okay though, level 32 giving us some good XP. We don't mind that at all. And of course that's why it's taking a little bit more to kill these guys as well. Aha, there we are. Yikes, hopefully this guy doesn't see us while we skin. Jolly good. Now we can take him down. Let's drop all our instants, see if they're enough to take him out. And they are. Alright, deeper into the overgrowth. We're going right deep inside now, as you can see on the map. Oh, and what's this over here? Deviant Thornweaver. Wow, he's doing something there. And we've got an outgrowth there. What on earth is that? Let's see if we can pull that out of the water. And we need to sheep this guy now. Okay, look at that. A shambling outgrowth. Nasty. Look at that, it's actually got a uncontrolled growth. Yikes, we are in all sorts of trouble here. Yikesy dikesy. Not sure where those uncontrolled growths came from, but they're nasty, we definitely know that. Oh, and the sheep has broken on the Deviant Thornweaver there. There we go, lock down his casting. We're going to need to have ourselves a bit of bread, I think, just to recover our health. And we'll also pop over here and have a look at what on earth is going on. Some kind of weird energy around here. Very interesting. I wonder if that'll get covered off in a quest. But look at this, it's like thick, dense jungle here. Oh, and look at that, the Deviant Planestrider there has a buff on it, innovated, flush with uncontrolled power from deep within the earth. All sorts of crazy things going on around here. Let's have our bread, get our health back before we carry on. If we have a look on the map, just check out where we are. We're right here, and you can see we're actually near Ambassador Gaines as well as we get into the outskirts of the overgrowth. Let's actually select that one on our mini-map, because it should be pretty close. Right, and it looks like that's going to be somewhere around here. Right, let's get rid of this Deviant Terratooth. Oh, and it's evading. Alright, so it's stuck up a tree. Never mind. If evade ever happens, it just means that the mob can't actually reach you, so that's okay. Alright, now, whereabouts is this guy? Oh, he might be down in this hut. Love that sound when they die. It brings back so many memories. Oh, here we go. Seraphis, help. The ropes. Look at this. He's all tied up. Yikes. Ouch. Nasty. Alright, let's see if we can rescue this guy. Cut the ropes. It's 1 done, 2 done. There we go. Thank you. Suffice to say, negotiations did proceed as planned. And I should be able to get back to camp on my own. And there we go. We've actually rescued him now. Let's have a look on the map. And you can see all we need to do now is grab these filthy animals, the Hecklefang Scavengers. So we're going to head out around this tree. Let's see if we can mount up. Crazy, isn't it? All this wild growth here out in the Barrens. I'd love to know what's going on. I honestly don't know what's happening with the storyline, just as much as you guys don't. I'm sure we'll find out. Time to use our sheep again, I think. Meh. Where do you think you're running off to, eh? Alright, sheep time. Oh, I wasn't quite fast enough there with our counter spell, unfortunately allowing him to get roots on us. They're very damaging as well. You can have a look at my health there. Went right down. So we need to heal up again. Eat some banana bread, I think. Maybe we'll perch up here as we get a good view of the Barrens, the old Barrens as they used to be, I guess. That's absolutely what it used to look like. And there's some kind of camp over there, the Storm Snout. That's what we're used to seeing with the Barrens. And perhaps that angle there, that view will give you an idea of where you are. The Gold Coast Road, I think, heading down the centre there. Yeah, there we go. So that's the big long road that used to basically take us from one end of the Barrens to the other on foot, and of course around these hills and mountains here with the Bristlebacks. And over there you can actually see the gates. They're new gates off in the distance. They're the new gates to Mulgore over there. If we have a look on the map, you can see this is Mulgore, which of course is where Thunder Bluff is. There's Thunder Bluff, and we are here. So you can see that is the main entrance into Mulgore, and those gates are new. I don't know if we can actually get through there at all, to be honest. I really don't know. Haven't been there. We'll have to go over and check it out at some point. And of course the main part of the Overgrowth is just to the north of us. Right, giving him a good thump there with our staff. Stay off us, fiend. Let's do some skinning. Medium leather, always good for the AH. Ah, yeah, that's a very familiar view of the Barrens there, isn't it? There looks like to be a Northwatch outpost, actually. I'm pretty sure I can see an Alliance flag over there. Yep, and you can see this guy here. If I hover over him, way off in the distance is a Northwatch guard. So I'd say that's where we're going to end up a bit later on. Oh, that knockback of theirs is rather nasty. 5 out of 6, we're nearly there. Let's head right on inside. Oh, hang on, before we do that, we need to pop our wards and our shields up, of course. Keep forgetting to put them up. Whoopsie. Alright, let's go right smack dab into the middle of this Overgrowth. And you can see by the way we're moving on the map, it's actually quite large. Look at that, we've got, if you don't know what I mean, this here, we're hardly moving on the map. It's such a large zone. But I'd love to know what this energy field is. That's very interesting. Look at this! We've got structures here, maybe, oh, let's kill that snake. Might be part of the pests achievement. But look at this, it's absolutely crazy growth. What is going on over here? This is nuts. And we're not even into the center of the Overgrowth yet. It's way up ahead of us there. And look at this, we've got quests from the Disciples of Naralex. I'd say that we're going to get sent here. An Overgrowth camp. Alright, this is very, very cool. And hello, it's a Thorne.
Greetings, traveler. Peace, friend.
Greetings to you as well. Okay, this is nuts. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get sent here, but maybe we should just pick these quests up anyway. Why not? Just in case we don't. I have a few ideas on how to help heal the Overgrowth mage. Unfortunately, Naralex is so upset he refuses to take any more chances. So add a subtraction. That's a very cool name for a quest. The corruption unleashed here must be studied if we're to find a way of properly fighting it. Lucky not all the creatures have been as altered as others. The smaller snakes drink little water and do not eat plants, so their exposure to the energies here has been minimal. They've still absorbed enough to change coloration. Go collect these snakes from the Overgrowth and return them to me so we can see just what's happening to the creatures here. So collect 5 enervated adders. And that's, I think, what we just killed. Whoops. Lashvine seeds. There's got to be a way to cure these poor creatures without having to take their lives. I have an idea, but I'll need your help, mage. The Lashvine plants that roam here hold seeds full of the primal energy of this place. Collect these for me and bring them back, and we'll see if something can be done. So we have to collect 4 writhing seeds from Lashvines, and of course Lashvines were those mobs we checked out in the last episode, those walking plants. And here's Naralex himself. Good lord. As druids, we are tasked with protecting the balance of nature. My life's work has gone against this. In my folly, I have sown chaos, and this deviant crop must be reaped before it spreads further. The biological intervention. The energies unleashed here have surged through the wildlife, twisting them into powerful and unstable forms. If allowed to spread beyond this grove, these deviants will wreak havoc on the existing ecosystem, devouring local prey and driving out the weaker natural creatures. You must go and cull the population of the Overgrowth. Return when this task is done. So you can see we've got to kill 5 deviant Terratooths and 5 deviant Planestriders. Now, I noticed there that we can actually talk to him. What happened here? I'd very much like to know what happened here. Do you know the Barrens was once a lush forest? I did not know that at all. Thousands of years ago, before the first sundering, it was verdant and thriving, watched over by the Kaldorei. But when the continents were torn apart and this land became separated as what we call Kalimdor, this valley of nature became a harsh, sun-scorched plain. That's absolutely how we remember it, Naralex, by the way. When I first learned this, I saw it as a great tragedy. I decided I would find a way to renew the forests once more. How did you do that? While studying the land, I discovered a cave that stretched deep beneath the earth. These waterways carried underground rivers for miles beneath the parched savanna above. I named them the Wailing Caverns. Oh, the Wailing Caverns. And that's why, of course, in the Wailing Caverns we have the Disciples of Naralex. That's him. That is Naralex himself. The Wailing Caverns for the howls made by the wind and steam as they coursed through its depths. This would be the instrument of revival, I thought. The water had already bubbled to the surface as small, lush oases through the Barrens. If it were imbued, enhanced, this growth could spread across the entire land. So what did you do? Well, my plan was to connect these underground waters directly to the Emerald Dream itself. With my faithful disciples, I journeyed deep within the Wailing Caverns, settled into the meditation, and entered the dream. Through my own body, this world was connected to it, and it was there that everything went wrong. Now, you guys might remember when we did the Wailing Caverns. Of course, we've got the Disciples of Naralex there, and Naralex himself in the Emerald Dream, and we've got to actually rescue him from that big Murloc. Alright, so what happened? I came upon what I can only describe as an overwhelming corruption within the Emerald Dream, an unending nightmare that seized me in its claws and tore at its very mind. I could not break free of its grasp. My disciples were unable to wake me. Whatever this corruption was, it found its way into our world through my body. I did indeed channel its energies into the Wailing Caverns, and its horrible influence twisted the wildlife there into chaotic, deviant forms. Even my disciples were affected, their minds overcome by madness and savagery. They took on the forms of serpents and called themselves the Druids of the Fang. So there you go. That's very interesting, isn't it? That's how the Druids of the Fang came about in Wailing Caverns. How did you escape? Well, I was saved by my last disciple, Muya, and a band of adventurers. Woohoo, that's us. That's us, the band of adventurers there. I considered the entire incident a failure. It wasn't until the cataclysm occurred that I realised I'd been far too successful. When the Barrens was cracked apart, a great font of underground water was breached and flowed up to the surface, full of energies it was imbued within the Wailing Caverns. Life immediately sprung from the earth around it, and the animals thrived, and then it continued to grow uncontrollably, unchecked. Now I have to answer for my arrogance in thinking I could dictate the flow and shape of nature itself. This overgrowth must be stopped before it chokes out the natural wildlife entirely. So there you go, folks, a big clump of lore for you. Very interesting though. I do love my lore and love finding out about it, and of course that explains all there is to do with the Wailing Caverns. Love it. And look at this cool outpost here and the cool scenery. It's so well done, isn't it? I just love it. And I think before we do these quests though, what we're going to do is go back and try and find ourselves another Hecklefang, because we've still got to kill one of those for our quest, and then we'll go hand back into our original quests before carrying on around here. So let's see if we can find one of these Hecklefangs. At least we know now where the abundance in this sort of outbreak of overgrowth has come from. Yikes. Let's run, run, run. Looking for a Hecklefang. Will we find one? No, there's that crazy one that's up the top there that evades out, so we don't want that. Oh, and here's another player. Hello, it's Adnerb of the Nightfall, a level 85 human priest, obviously catching up their questing here. And there we go, Hecklefang Scavenger, that's exactly what we want. Yay, clear casting, free spell. And a big knockback from the Hecklefang Scavenger. That's it, all done. We'll skin you, thank you very much. And then we'll mount up and head back to hand in our quests, which are over here at our little outpost, of course. Tegan's Expedition. That's exactly where we want to be. There we go, Corporal Tegan, hello. Make him squeal. I should mention, you're probably going to need a machete to hack through this mess. The jungle here came out of nowhere. And of course, we're handing in our bramble staff, which is right there. This short staff groans and creaks in your hand as if the wood is alive and still growing. Crazy stuff. Corporal Tegan nods as you deliver your report, then grasps the bramble staff with both hands. So, this is what the Quillboar are using against us. Do you think they used these to create this jungle? Well, actually, Tegan, we know exactly what created this jungle.
Go with honor, friend.
You're saying, now then, Seraphis, let's see what this crazy stick is capable of. Oh, very interesting. Ah, look at that. He's saying, oh my god, get down. He's taken over. Oh dear, he took our old dirty Pete. Gave him a bit of a lashing. Oh, that was pretty funny.
Need help?
A failure to communicate. Good work. Gaines passed through here not long ago on his way to Northwatch and a warm bath. The mission wasn't a total loss though. We've learnt a great deal about these Quillboar and their leadership structure. Now we can handle things my way.
Alliance.
Getting lots of Stormwind rep there, by the way. Let's check our reputation, and you can see that that's getting up there in honoured 9,659 out of 12,000, which is probably looking like, oh no, I was going to say it's one of our highest ones, but we've also got Gilneas there. It's right up there, which makes sense given that we're Gilnean, of course.
Well met.
Oh, there's someone else on the quest. Let's instead take this one.
Hello.
Corporal's a good man, but he got tunnel vision when it comes to his orders. Something unnatural is happening to the land here, Seraphis. The jungle shouldn't be here. Tegan's a fool to think that the Quillboar caused this sudden overgrowth. Well, actually, we know that for a fact, yes. Look around you. I've been watching these plants bloom and sprout daily. Each generation is more mutated than the last. This isn't tribal magic. It's something primal and dangerous. The day before a great druid passed through the camp. Seek out Naralex. Somewhere in the midst of this jungle, he'll know what to do. Well, there you go. So we do get sent to him after all. Bring him some plant samples from around the Overgrowth to help his study. So we need to gather 10 unusual flower buds from the budding flowers in the Overgrowth. And of course take them over to Naralex, and we know exactly where he is. Alright, Gaucho, what have you got to say for yourselves? Filthy animals? Ooh, okay. The best Hecklefangs are the dead ones. There we go. And look at that. We've got ourselves a ring with intellect on it, but unfortunately less than what we've already got. So we'll sell that off. Which one's most expensive? Yep, definitely the ring. We'll take that. And look at that. We have dinged ourselves. We've reached level 38. Congratulations, Seraphis. This is a big moment in our history. Why is that? Because if we have a look here in our quests, rather in our spell book, hopefully we'll see somewhere, it might be over the side. Here it is. This is a big one, folks. We've got the ability to conjure refreshment now. You can see there that it conjures mana food, providing the mage and her allies with something to eat. And this is fantastic. That means we don't have to carry around any banana bread. And of course we can give food to all of our party members wherever we're in a party, and any of our friends. It's fantastic. This is something we've been waiting for a long time. Of course, you used to get it way back when, before the Cataclysm anyway. You used to be able to get it at level 1, I think it was, and you'd level up that food over time. Now you have to wait till level 38. We are absolutely going to go to Darnassus and train that up without doubt. And probably what we should do is actually head back to Darnassus and empty our bags. They're getting a bit big. Empty them out into the auction house. In the meantime, you've flicked a fine vine to leaf me. That is classic. You've flicked a fine vine to leaf me. Oh, I love it. I love the way they play on the real world memes. That is fantastic. Okay, so according to Gaines, Three Tooth is what the Quillboar call their matriarch. She's been twisting the thorns of this crazy jungle to her own ends, and it was her orders that Gaines be torn apart and fed to the Overgrowth. Nice lady. Let's give her a taste of her own. Take the bramble staff you recovered and use it on Three Tooth to take her out of the picture, then kill the crones she's been training to ensure nobody else can take her place. So we've got our task there. We have to use the bramble staff on Three Tooth and kill her 2 deviant crones in the Overgrowth. And you can see we get a nice little piece of armor there, some cloth armor. That's very cool actually. We get 1 more intellect and +4 armor to what we've already got, so we'll definitely take that.
Light bless you.
There we go. Now let's just take in our surround. Oh, actually, what we want to do is sell up and repair. We'll do that here. And let's get rid of that ring that we don't want. We'll get rid of these golden bark apples, the mystery meat, everything else there. Oh, we want the light feather to sell on the AH. I think everything else there is stuff we can use. Yes, it is. So let's take stock of our surroundings and see exactly where we are. Here we go. Now, is there a flight point around here? It doesn't look like it. Looks like we're sort of smack in the middle of them. There's Honor's stand up there. We could come down south, perhaps. But if we go back to Darnassus now, I think we're going to have to fly back to Northwatch Hold, which is quite a large flight. That's the sacrifices we make, I think, because while we're here, we've got a lot of, you can see there, a whole bunch of quests to do. I think we need to be getting our conjure mana food, we love that, and also repairing up and selling off our stuff to the auction house and smelting. I think that's what we'll do. So before we do anything else, let's hearth back to Darnassus, just so we remind ourselves that's what we've got to do in our next episode. The Hearthstone, of course, a long cast time there, so you can't do it in the middle of combat or anything like that. And there we go, right back into Darnassus, miles away from where we were before. Let's go straight away and train up our new ability.
Friend of mine.
I seek further training. And there we go, Conjure Refreshment. Woohoo! Congratulations to you, Seraphis. That is a big, momentous time for us. And we're going to grab that, we'll drag that out onto our hotbar here. There we go. And let's go talk to the Innkeeper perhaps, because we might need to sell some stuff. Let's see what this does actually conjure here. And you can see there that it conjures mana food, providing the mage and her allies with something to eat. Conjured items disappear if logged out for more than 15 minutes. So that's an important thing to remember. Now this food gives us 1392 health over 30 seconds. And of course our moonberry juice there gives 1992 mana over 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure Conjured Refreshment does both. Here we go. There it is, Conjured Mana Cookie. And it's in the shape of a gingerbread man there. It restores 972 health and 1492 mana. So actually our banana bread is a little bit better. And so is our moonberry juice actually. But of course these take up less slots. So if we eat this, you can see basically all we need to do is eat a couple of them, and all it costs is mana. So what we'll do, I think, is speak to the innkeeper. We'll browse her goods, and we'll get rid of the mana bread and the moonberry juice because we just literally don't need them anymore. And what we'll do is we'll put a slot down here instead, dedicated to the conjured mana cookie. And that means we've got a free slot there on our bar, so we'll drag these across. There we go. Now if we want to eat a mana cookie, we just need to click on that. Nice and simple. We've saved ourselves some bag room, so hey, I like doing that. So we'll just organise ourselves a little bit more there. There we are. Very excited about it. Very, very excited. Alright, so that's it from us, I think, folks. We've got a episode in Darnassus next up. Perhaps we'll do some dailies and, of course, go to the auction house and get all that stuff out of the way. Very excited to be carrying on down in the new Barrens, though. There's no doubt about that. If we have a look on the map, you'll see how far away we are from it. We're up the top here in Teldrassil. We need to get down here to the southern Barrens, which is where all of our quests are. We'll fly down there off camera, I think. Alright, so certainly hope you enjoyed that episode. Certainly hope you'll join me in the next one. On behalf of myself, Seraphis, our now level 38 Arcane Mage, it's us saying take care. Certainly hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. Look forward to seeing you next time. We'll see you then, and bye-bye.